Well, this is the last episode of the World Religions podcast series. My name is Leonard Francis Coogan, and in this episode I'll be interviewing the head of the ISKON of Virginia, Sriman Dasa. ISKON stands for International Society for Krishna Consciousness, which is the organization that leads the Hare Krishna movement, which is a new Hindu religious movement that came about in 1966. I've known Sriman since the summer of 22 when I started organizing shows at the heavily affiliated Govinda restaurant directly across from the ISKCON temple. The intro is a clip taken from a noise show I performed at. I chose it to give you a taste of what the shows at Govinda sound like. Anyways, here's the interview.
What's the first question?
So when was the ISKCON of Virginia founded?
That was done in this particular division, ISKON of Virginia, was done in 2016.
So rather
Recently, here. This branch was, but really ISKON was set up in 1965, 66 actually.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah.
Isn't there a temple in West Virginia?
Yeah, many very major city have a temple, and especially in West Virginia there is a big 200-acre land, and there is a big temple, and that was built very early stage in 1970s.
Is it still active?
Yeah, very active, and they have a guest house, and it become a recreation, and many people visit all the time and stay there overnight and participate and go. It's like a vacation type thing too also.
Okay.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah, I wonder what it was. I looked it up, and it looked like one of the Indian temples.
Yeah.
It was pretty big.
Yeah, it's very big. They have cows. They found some oil in the land. So, and a lot of visitors now come in. They were suffering one time financially, but now they have no problem money.
Better now.
Yeah.
You're a religious leader, right?
Yeah, I'm a president of this organization here.
Of Virginia.
Yeah, ISKON of Virginia. This particular entity. Yes.
This division, yeah.
Yeah.
What led you to become the leader?
That because for many years I've been practicing. Being from India, born and grew up, like here, majority American may go to church and become a Christian or follower. So in India, it's very common for the Hindus. They go to temple and become a servant of God. And there are many paths in India, different kind of. But when I came here, I came across, and there were no other temple than ISKON in early stage in 1970 time. So when I went first was in Chicago, I found Hare Krishna temple and went there. Then I moved to job in Atlanta, so there was also Hare Krishna temple. I started going there. Then I moved to Baltimore and Washington, all those places there was. So slowly I started going. That's the only temple those days we had. Now we have many temples. Even in Richmond we have around about 10 different type of Hindu temple. Swaminarayan temple, Yoga temple, this temple. But I went, this ISKCON, early stage I joined, and then I met different temple, different religion, Hindu religion, priests and many other people. But then I was convinced that this is the better way of philosophy presented about Krishna and become spiritual program, to get a spiritual program. That's why I continue in this Hare Krishna movement.
So, you became involved in Hare Krishna because there wasn't any other Hindu.
There was no other school. Like for example, if you don't have other school and if you have one school, then naturally you wind up going to that school. You know?
But is that the school you practiced in India?
That time, no, I wasn't, because I was not aware of even Hare Krishna that time when I grew up. But when I came here, when I was 25 years old, as I said earlier, move around different city, and that's the temple available, Hare Krishna. So slowly going there. Meanwhile, I was meeting different priests from different religion from India, but I was more convinced with Hare Krishna philosophy and say this is right word. And fundamental reason was they were following Bhagavad Gita, which was you might call it a Bible for Hindu religion. That's
I've read the Gita.
Yeah.
I haven't. I've read some of the Mahabharata. I got to the point where Arjuna fights Shiva.
Oh, you went in there.
Yeah, I like it. How is Hare Krishna different from the religion you grew up practicing?
Well, other religion other religion which I was aware of until I become more devotee of Hare Krishna. There other religion believe all the God, demigod, as well as Krishna and Ram, same level. They did not have a differentiation, and they were not thoroughly openly pointing out what the goal of the life should be. Which in Hare Krishna they say we should. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and goal of the life should be to develop a love for Krishna. All other Devi and Devatas which Hindu religion call for, or there are many, they say many Devi and Devatas are in India, people follow, and they are representative of God, but real ultimate goal should be to Krishna, and we should serve him. It's like you take a tree and there are many branches, and if you put a water to those branches, it may nourish a little bit for a short time, but if you put water in the roots, then whole tree will be nourished. So Krishna is the main supreme personality, and other branches is like a demigod. So you may get limited benefit if you serve them, but not to the full extent. It's just like a president of the government, and his secretary is different department secretary. If you serve different secretary, you don't get benefit too much. You get a little bit, but if you know president, then you can get around everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Have you ever received visions of Krishna?
I haven't seen the God yet, but I look back my life, and over the life I've been materially much better off, and spiritually also making progress, which gives me very comfort in my life. Even I'm 80 years old at this age, but my everyday I'm a happy person. Better than all my 80 years behind. I look at, I think these are the happiest time I have in life. Normally people when they get old, they have more unhappy days. Disease, not happy with the children, not happy with the government, they don't have enough money to survive. But in my case, I enjoy every moment right now. It looks like a God is pleased and giving me everything comfortable what I want. And I think that's what I look at, it's a mercy.
You said you first came from India to Chicago. What were you doing first as like a living?
I came from India as a student and went to University of Tennessee and did my master degree. And that time I was struggling a little bit financially because
it's expensive here.
Yeah, and I didn't have money when I came from India. But luckily, within 3-4 months, I got a research work from the university. And then I had never had a problem, never had a financial problem. Then I did my master and half a PhD, and then I started working, and in the job market, a little bit tough time, but I got around.
Did you say you got your PhD?
I did not finish it. I did coursework, and when I was supposed to do dissertation, I decided to go forward and work in outside.
What were you doing your PhD in?
It was related with NASA project, laser technology and optical technology, and searching for media trail falling from the sky. There was NASA project. I was doing some mathematical model research with the electronics in it. It was an interesting project. But I was successful to prove in my master thesis. My advisor was very happy. In a short time I proved and show laboratory result. He came one day when I found it, he came to the lab and lifted up and he said, "You made my life." And that's the word he used.
So how did you, I know it's many years, but how did you transition from that to a religious leader?
Religious was development in a side, just like my regular job as an engineer continue here and there, different companies. And also religiously, I went to this temple or that temple, whichever city I was there. And in the beginning, I was not too much religious, but more and more I got involved. Not only I did religious activity in the beginning, it was less religious, but more management type activity I was involved. To local temple wherever I went, but slowly got into the service mode and started cleaning pot and pans and mopping the floor and praying, and those things developed as I continue my journey.
So wait, so how'd you stop doing engineering?
I did not stop. I just balance out a little bit, reduce the running up to the work and job. Slowly I decided, okay, sooner or later I should quit the job and go on my own business so I have more freedom. So I actually work in America only 14 years in my life. Rest of the year I quit and work on my own real estate business and have more time whenever I don't want to do, just go to temple and work. So it worked out a really good combination.
Oh yeah, aren't you a landlord now?
Yeah, I do. Means I got rid of many property, so I'm getting rid of it, just living more simple life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't work. I give work to other people and say, hey, take care of my property. That's like that. But more now, I'm more concentrating here and my sadhana. You know, every day I have to put 4-5 hours at least in sadhana. Get up in the early morning and prayer start 4:30 and continue up to 9 o'clock. Bhagavatam class, chanting, all this. So not disturbance at all. And after that, we work in a restaurant and then go out, feed the homeless people and people whoever come, and there's opportunity we preach or discuss what they should do, how they should do, guide them, and help them. So it become a little bit knowingly, unknowingly preaching work also.
So I've heard this phrase mentioned here before. Is Krishna of conscious, like to be Krishna of conscious? Like, what does that mean?
Krishna consciousness, we all have a consciousness. Consciousness means thinking what we think inside. Somebody have a consciousness for his family, somebody has a consciousness for his nation, somebody has a consciousness for himself. And here Krishna consciousness means we think about there is a Krishna, there is a super soul inside. We are the soul, we are part. So theory which is given in Bhagavad Gita, we try to develop in our consciousness, and so that we more become part of it. You know, if you say I'm American, then as soon as you say I am American, you feel that you're part of America country. As soon as you say I'm Indian, then you feel from India. Or when you say, even though you are born here, but you say I'm African, then naturally your consciousness in that term. This is only one aspect of the consciousness. So Krishna consciousness is trying to relate yourself as a servant of Krishna.
Does the Hare Krishna religion believe in free will?
Oh, Hare Krishna, that's why we are here. We have a free will. That was the main fundamental situation we had. That's why we wind up in this material world. Otherwise, originally we were in a spiritual world with Krishna, serving him. But on a free, just like take a family. You have 4 children. Krishna is our father. Krishna has many living entities. But if you take one family and there are 4 children, one guy say I'm going Africa, one guy say I'm going Los Angeles, one guy say I'm going New York, and father living here in Richmond. Time goes by, nobody wants to come and say hello to his father, and forgotten. And one guy who was living in New York, he keeps in touch with the Richmond father, mother, and once a while weekend comes by and say, hey, how can I help you or take it. So he becomes a part of loving child, New York guy. Mm-hmm. Rest of the other three have completely cut off or don't care, don't communicate. They believe that, oh, my father lives in Richmond. And so they are there. So they are not getting too much help. And father is say, okay, let them. That's a free will. So that's a free will example. We were with Krishna, but we decided to go away from him. Mm-hmm. And we wind up in this material. So now we have forgotten our relation with our father. And we think, oh, I'm happy here. No. If we go there, we will be much happier. Like New York guy comes to his father, Richmond, father is happy, a mother feeds him nice food, and he says, hey, you need money, take this money. Be happy. Oh, you are in trouble, you need a new car, take them. So father takes care of his child when he comes and serve him. And that is our duty as a Krishna consciousness. Go back to home. That's why they use the word go back to home and serve Krishna and become his servant.
And we're in the age right now called Kali Yuga, which means we're like the furthest from Krishna, right?
Not furthest. We are in material world, but we are, in a Kali Yuga is such a situation that we are, characteristic of Kali Yuga is forgetfulness. Mm-hmm. And mind is not intelligent. Mind forgets. And if you really think about it, 2 days back, what did you eat? You may not remember probably. No. So that kind of situation we are. In a Satyuga and other Yuga, people were remembering 18,000 slok. One time they hear and listen and they remember everything. Today, I have a book, still I can't remember. Read it and 2 minutes I forgot what I read it. So we are in Kali Yuga, that situation. That's why in Kali Yuga, this formula which is given, Hare Krishna mantra, is very powerful. It has a spiritual vibration. And when you pray, sing that Maha Mantra connects you directly to Krishna. Even it penetrates this planet and goes to spiritual planet and goes all the way to Krishna. That powerful, that many good vibrations. When we call on cellular phone to Africa, that's what happening. A special frequency takes us to Africa. If we call London, special frequency takes us from here to London. Same way, when you chant Hare Krishna, it has a special spiritual frequency. It connects you with the God.
What does the mantra mean in English?
Mantra means it's a prayer.
But it doesn't have a translation.
Maybe not equivalent translation, but you can say prayer. That's it?
Yeah, I think that's
all right. Okay.
That was a good
you
concept.
summarize and then put together.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit that.
Okay. Thank you for taking this such a thing.
Thank you for agreeing to the interview.
No, that's good.
The three most important things I learned from this interview are: 1. I really like interviewing people. I'm going to interview more people and publish these interviews on my website and in a zine, maybe the school paper, but who even reads that? 2. There's something that I deeply admire about devoutly religious people like Sriman: the discipline, the devotion, the love and passion. Sriman is someone who truly understands what it means to be Krishna of consciousness. And 3. It's important to find things that unite us if we hope to build a better world. Sriman is Hindu and I am Jewish, but the words he spoke about his religion were ones I could relate to in my own experience with Judaism. And that brings us to the conclusion. Thank you for listening. What a great way to end the course. The music is taken from FM Latgore or Sonic Cassette 2022, which is my stage name. Right? It's over.